Hello everybody, Reaper ep1 here again, back in the R&D of Terra Tech, working on my useless machine. As you can see, I got a little more of the front done. Yeah, I had some more fire, of course, right? What would it be without fire? But as I'm getting into this one, I would like to welcome you and say thank you for joining me. I hope you have been having a good one so far, and this maybe just make it help make it a bit better. As you can see, I got a little more done. Man, I'm moving fast, ain't I? So as always, this is the time where I do thank yous and all that awesome stuff, because you guys do bring the awesome to my little channel, and you guys have made a super difference in the enjoyment level I ever expected to get out of YouTube. And for that, I do appreciate it. I do thank you, as always. And if you do happen to like what you're seeing, hey, feel free to throw some fuel in the tank. Easily done just by likes, comments, suggestions, subscriptions, dinging of the bell. Hey, it fills the tank quite nicely, I do believe, if I do say so myself. And if another way to support the little channel here and fuel up the gas tank is, hey, you could always enter the Saturday Showcase, where your cool and original techs could have their very own video. All you need to do is find my link down in the description for the Saturday Showcase auditions. Post your in-game snapshots or save game from R&D, creative, infinite, whatever kind of save you got. I'll take it from there and make the best damn video out of it I can. If it's a complicated tech or multi-tech, please add some instructions. It'll make it easier, and it'll help show off your techs better. And if you actually do want another possible way of supporting my little channel and fueling up the gas tank, there's always that paypal.me link down there, set up for $2. If you'd like to throw a donation at me, I would more than happily accept it. And on top of that, I'll throw your name into a draw for a 3D printed tech. I've been kind of offering this for a while. Haven't had no takers yet, but who knows? Maybe someday. Maybe I'll end up with my own little tech. Oh, then I will pick one of my pre-made ones that I have. Seems like an idea. But anyway, this is what I got going on inside the useless machine so far. But unfortunately, I'm starting to wonder if it's in need of another rework back here. Because there's been a few options that I've forgotten and a few that I think that I would like. And with it all built in like this, it's real hard to even find a way to do it. Because if anyone's ever built a box, which this is basically is, and you put yourself inside said box, and it's all closed up around you, and tried to build something while in said box, good frickin' luck. Because if there's any blocks close enough to you, behind you, or if there isn't like an open spot to the outside, it doesn't seem to want to let you place blocks. For me anyway, it just seems to make the block disappear. And sometimes you can finagle yourself into just a perfect spot where all the whatever criteria that it needs are met, and it'll let you. But then if you fart and you move a hair the one way, it doesn't let you no more. So that'd be another thing that I think needs to be addressed, because someday, there'll be many and many a monster tech builder. And we're all going to maybe want that option, building around inside, And that's using just a cab or a small dude inside for the camera, so I get in close and all that, and still wouldn't let me. But I think this is about time to give her a wee bit of a test. So as you can notice, this isn't the newest version. I actually reverted to an old version of Terra Tech. This was 0.7.3.3. So I get the awesome resource field here that regrows and lets me harvest the who knows how many I need. I'm not sure if this test or it was the one that I can't remember. There was one that crashed on me. I didn't get nothing really recorded. And then there was one that it didn't. One, I made 20 passes over that field. And by the end of so many hours, my machine held it. And could still take more. It was so slow sorting it out. And I was running out of actual capacity for the sorted resources. But I still had so much more room I could hold resources in because of the way I got it set up. So that gets me to thinking I need to, another reason why I may rework this bottom section at the back here, just the inside. I like the receiver setup. I like this back section. I haven't got it to work 100% yet. This test here is hopefully going to help, because I did change one or two little things inside. I had missed an option, or a conveyor line that was needed. So if resources make it all the way down the whole line of my sorting silos, that it could go around, but then it was being a loop. Well, on the odd chance that that loop was full of like one thing and that silo was full, I had nowhere for it to go. See in that bottom corner there, you can kind of see it looping around, the double conveyor side by side, that one. Well, what I had to do is I put a little alternator in there, conveyor, so every other one will get kicked off and sent back down to the starting, down at the bottom. Or back to this massive conveyor over here, I think is actually where I sent it. So then it can go around the full circuit again. Excuse me. Instead of just tying up what's ever going on down on that side of it. Hopefully keeping things flowing right. But the one thing I have noticed is my little conveyors here right off my main super resource chunk highway here on the right hand side. It seems to be getting blocked because of the main conveyor line that feeds all that. So I might have to change that. That's one of the things I might change. And as you can see, there's a ton of resources, but they seem to be sorting themselves for some reason. So I can't see me having that much green coming in all at one spot. It should actually be spread out kind of evenly to some extent over the whole length of it, because the way I harvested it. But I don't know. Hard to say, I guess. Hard to say. But as you can see, I've already got a little bit of a fill going on here, so it's starting. It's taken a while though. I've kind of come to find that if I go with my harvester and I do 2 passes, drive away from my useless machine and drive back and take every resource chunk I can, throw it in the machine, and go back. By the time I come back with the 3rd and 4th pass of the resource field, this machine could almost have the first chunks almost in the machine sorted off the receivers. So that would even mean they're probably just about 90% refined, and hopefully up on the upper level of this, maybe still traveling here. But then after that, every load just progressively gets slower and slower due to lag and things not keeping up. So there's another reason why I may do a rework of this, because it's fast for how many it handles, but it's not fast enough to handle everything I want to throw at it. So a couple ideas that I've got is to maybe add more paths for things to get up to that upper level instead of having it run all the way down this backside. Maybe there'll be 2 or 3 feeds that go up top. Maybe I could just cut this right out. I'd lose some capacity for storage, but I'd have a direct line right to the top level that could feed all the way down, and I could worry about my capacity being on the finished product line end of this. So that's another thing that I may do. And the other one, well, that's kind of like what I got going on, but double it up. So it's a mix of what I got and the first thing that I said I might do. So I have more paths, but the same thing. But that one actually could cause a whole rework of the entire back. And I don't know. I really don't want to lose what I've done on the very back that's all covered with the armor, because I think that might look neat if it works. But it's just a matter of getting the frickin' thing to work right. I tell you what, it's a brain in my nuggets. But anyway, we got Useless Mo here. He's my worker. My little guy, he wanted to build a worker, but he kind of took a sweet old time, so I made one. He might make a co-worker for this guy, though. As you can see, he's got his little walkway so he can check things out. Yep, everything's running nice. Plant's working at full efficiency so far, or for what it can. As you can see, I got the little Terra tech on top there. I thought that'd be a neat little touch. But yep, inspection over. Now, let's see what's going on at this end. Yeah, looking pretty, looking pretty full. But see how it's all sorted along there? There's no sorting on that. That's the main conveyor line, my silo line. There shouldn't be any sorting going on there. Oh, that's one that I forgot. Yeah, it's rubbing right against the wall of it. Dang it, I forgot to change that one. That's one of the ones that I was going to do. And I got kind of tied up with a few other changes, and I forgot. I do that quite a bit. But see, yeah, there's my boo-boo. I started the new idea, and I got distracted, and I didn't finish. You can see that single conveyor there, and it's even turned the wrong freaking way. What the heck, man? I don't know what the heck I was trying to improve. Bug. I've been getting that a lot. I go to remove a block, and it bugs out on me. Then the thing will tip and fall and settle, and it goes weird. But what can you do? So anyway, let's try this again. We'll open up the door. My floodgate. Or I don't know what I really want to call that idea, but see if we can get her doing something here. And I still haven't figured out 100% on how to set this and how to charge it, I guess. But as you can see, it works kind of nice. You get it into the rhythm, it'll work. But you got to set it right. And I think you have to have enough silos for everything set up before you start, or you're going to get some serious inconsistencies, as I've found out through my testing. And if you happen to be curious, running this test once for this tech, any given time, so far has taken roughly 6 hours. From the time I start collecting or harvesting resources to the time they're loaded into the machine, to the time it's making resources get up to the top, down the front, and the very few so far that make it into the letters at the front. So I'm still working on my ramps. They're not 100% perfected by any means, but I think that's going to be in the next one. I wanted to get some of these problems fixed at the more start end of the process, because if that screws up, there's no sense having the end work perfect if you can't get nothing to it, right? So just things I'm trying. One problem at a time is all I can do. But the nice thing is, now that I do have the front done, if it comes down to it, I'll chop the back right off this bugger, and we'll start her all from scratch. And just in case it doesn't happen, it's supposed to say "have a good one" on the back, all spelled out in resources. It's not turning out so good so far, so I figured I'd just put it out there. So if you can spot the letters in the odd little clips that there might be enough resources on them, right on. Let me know if you can actually make out the letters too. Because I'm figuring I can make them out maybe easier because I know what to look for and where to look for them. But if you can just look at it and say, hey, that's an A, or hey, that's almost an H. Hint, hint. But yeah, let me know, because I don't know, maybe it's worth trying to salvage that idea. I like it. It's a good little saying, you know? But I think right around in here, I'm going to probably call this one at an end while she runs her paces. We'll just kind of do some little checks around and see what I can figure out. Maybe try and get things working better. But once again, I do thank you for joining me. I hope you do always remember you are always welcome on my little channel here, because I do realize that you guys are what helped me have so much fun with YouTube, and I do appreciate it, and all the feedback and help and suggestions and all the coolness and the challenges and all that awesome stuff you guys bring. It is appreciated, and it'll never stop being appreciated. And the fuel in the tank, Jesus, if it was a sellable item, I could be rich. But it's the best kind of fuel, because that brings me a good one. Hopefully it brings you a good one. Look at the mess I got going there. That's the ramps I got to fix. They're the problem. But as always, if you did like what you saw, throw some more of that fuel in the tank. Maybe we can make it a viable object or an item. It's like the fuel off Monsters, Inc., the scares of little children. Well, this is the joys of every age person. Any age person. But yeah, the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, and all the dinging of the bells. Ding, 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 ding. would fill the tank quite nicely. Or, there's a Saturday showcase. That does the trick too. And also, you get a cool video for your cool and original text. And if you'd like to get entered into my little draw for a 3D printed tech, just find my paypal.me link down there. Be kind enough to throw the $2 donation, and I will enter you and hope for the best for everybody who does, and we'll eventually have a winner. So until next time, everybody, keep being the awesome and keep having a good one. Bye.